What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Making a update on the 454 SS here. Last few videos, finally got the thing back together, got it running. My last video, I just gotten it started, and I never got time to make anything else. So I said I was going to do some burnouts. That's still going to come. I drove the thing for a couple days after that. The very next day I put an air cleaner on it and drove it. First day driving to work, I had a belt shift on the left rear tire. Started shaking like blah 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 blah. Halfway to work I thought it was gonna blow, so I had to go to the old Dobbs down the street and get two cheapos put on just to make it home. Drove it to work the next day and had this heater hose right here blow. Leak coolant all over my freshly painted engine here. Haven't washed it off yet. Put a temporary hose on it that's too long and it's all kinked and shit, but it's still working. Drove it another day and noticed that it was starting to run hot. I had just put a thermostat in it. I took that thermostat out, punched out the guts, put it back in so it'd just be completely open the whole time. It's still running hot, and found that after I run it for a while, fan clutch is just gone. You can feel some tension here with the cold, but after it runs for a while, you can just take the thing, spin it, and it's not pulling any air through the radiator. So there it sat. It's been sitting here for about 3 weeks, and like I said in another previous video, when your truck starts sitting for a while, just collects with trash, and nothing you can do about it really. Just it sits here, so I'll just throw it in the back of the truck and get it later. Well, and then you never get it later. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna pull the fan off. I'm gonna pull the fan blade off and hub and all that, and I've got a electric fan here I'm going to rig in there. This was a fan that my dad bought for his Model A he was going to put in, but ended up not fitting. It's been sitting in the garage. I didn't even know he had it. I mentioned that I needed a fan clutch. He said, well, I got a fan in the garage. I tried putting in, so I bought a relay kit I'm going to hook up, and first thing I got to do is I got to get the shroud and the fan out and kind of set that in there and see if it's even going to work. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. So I can't be out doing burnouts with the thing running hot because I don't want to smoke this engine, so I'm going to try to get this thing in there. Then, hopefully, it's about the last thing I need to do for a while, and I can just keep driving this thing. So, let's go ahead and rip her out and see what we're working with. Listen, if you guys are not running cordless shit yet, cordless 3/8 impacts, you gotta get on that. I was always, oh, it's gotta be air power. Battery power ain't gonna have the same amount of torque and this and that. This is the old snap-on unit here. I've had it for like 4 years, and this thing, she just keeps on going. Makes life pretty. Ooh, mud dauber. Here's what I'm talking about with this fan clutch. This thing shouldn't move that easy. Gone. I should have a nice little bit of tension on there. And that's cold. When it got hot, this thing would just spin free. So she gotta go. So I'm thinking I could just pull this whole thing off here. Oh, yep, there it goes. I was thinking I could just pull this whole thing off and leave this pulley on there with the belt on there without taking the belt off. It's sitting there, so that was just held on by 4 nuts there, and I'll just put them back on the pulley to hold the pulley on, and look at all that space we got there. Sweet. So I got the whole fan off. Basically, this style just holds on 4 nuts and just slides over these 4 studs. So I just took the whole fan off and put the nuts back on, and just water pump will spin free without it. So looks like I may have some seepage over on this side. I don't know if that's coming from the radiator or if that's from overflow from filling it up, but I have to keep an eye on that. So get this bottom part of the shroud out, and then I'll lay this electric fan in there and see what we're working with. Bolt in, or if... Oh yeah, it looks like it's got a bolt down there. Damn it. I was hoping it just slid in, but... So I gotta get these bolts. Well, this is about fucking ridiculous. Let's check it out. I got the fan laid in there. And I've got probably like 6 inches on either side of the radiator that aren't covered by this whole fan shroud. Not a huge deal. This fan should pull enough. I mean, right in the main area in the middle of the radiator, fan should pull enough air through there where it's not a big deal. But pretty easy install, looks like. I can just drop it down in between the radiator and the port support down there. And then on the radiator itself, I got 2 holes here. So I think what I'm gonna do for now is I don't have any bolts on hand. I'm gonna drill 2 holes where I'm gonna put bolts through, and then I'm just gonna put a couple zip ties in there to hold it. And you just got your wires here that I'm gonna run up here and put my relay kit somewhere over here out of the way. Get her wired in and try her out. I hooked this thing up straight to battery and it turns, so it works. I don't know how old this thing is or when my dad got it or anything about it really, but looks like it should work. Sweet. So I went ahead and got the fan all wired in and working. Spare you all the boredom of wiring it all up and everything, but basically it's in there pretty sturdy right now. I do have it just zip tied at the top through these holes, but I can eventually just put bolts through there. Let's see. Got my wires coming off here. It's all just a big zip tie job right now until I can get it all cleaned up a little more, but got it hooked up to power, hooked straight to ground here from my fan. Circuit breaker wired up to the relay right here. I've got ignition. Well, there's the ground for the relay. I just swung it right in there onto that ground. Use that existing 10mm head bolt there. Using ignition power, I've just got this wire coming off here straight across the top. I put a conduit on it, and then I got it going down there into through the firewall into the fuse panel inside the truck. Like I said, just use ignition power. I do have a thermostatic switch I can hook it up to where it will kick on when it hits like 190 or 180, 190, I forget what it said. But I just got it hooked up to ignition power, so it just starts running immediately when I turn the truck on. Do it that way, try to keep this thing as cool as possible. But I'll go turn the key on and get this thing running. Just pulling pretty good air. I actually just got done driving the thing. I took it uptown and put the check in the bank. And doing pretty good. Sweet. We're gonna take this thing for a little cruise uptown real quick. I need to get a quart of oil. Fans running. Purring like a kitten. Maybe we'll get a burnout in too. It's pretty nasty out right now. It's raining, so spinning the wheels is gonna be pretty easy, but oh, rain's cold. Promise you guys a burnout, so here you go. Woo-hoo-hoo! All right, windows going up. Let's get out of here before the freaking cops show up. Maybe we'll spin her again right here. We got someone turning. Truck is still running cool. More cars still coming. Let's go. Let's get this show on the road. Here we go. I'll see if they'll break loose here. I'll get her up to 30 and punch her. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, they're breaking loose, man. Alright, that's enough. If you guys are enjoying these 454 SS videos and following my build, please hit the like button and subscribe button. I feel like a generic YouTuber saying those words, but it is appreciated for sure. So I'm gonna get this thing out of the rain and dry her off so she doesn't rust any more than she already is. So I will check you guys on the next video. We'll take her for another cruise when it's nicer, and we'll do a better burnout. And maybe I can get the old lady to film me, and we'll get a video of this thing roasting some rubber and smoking it and shit. So check you guys on the next video. Peace.